So first, let us introduce what is our backlog in our Scrum meeting. So in our backlog, we are going to put some tasks that the team has to do. So first will be our role assignment in sprint planning. So in this task, as we already discussed, what role we are going to take. So I will be
Yeah,
taking the role of team lead.
and I'll be
Tegan
taking
will
the
be
of the
taking a
UI.
front end, and you are Hemant as you will be taking a UI role.
Yeah.
So once we will be assigning all the team members whoever need to take the part in the task. So for role assignment, we already assigned all the three members as we all three will be taking the participation in this. And as we move forward, we will be make, moving it from product backlog to in progress. And from there, we will once this task is done, we will be moving it to the done side of the Scrum board.
Okay.
So in this meeting, today's meeting, what our main agenda will be, we will be looking into the all the user stories and then the feature extraction, what features we are going to be implementing in our sprint, and we will do a little bit of discussion about the points that we are going to allocate, what point we are going to allocate for each feature, and we will also be discussing about how we are going to communicate with each other, what tools and how our team will communicate with each other, what tools we are going to use. So we will discuss in this meeting. Okay, so Hemant,
All right.
shall we get started?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so uh, let's just once see what we are going to discuss. So yeah, sprint one backlog, we already have some discussion about it. After
Yep.
that, the group activities, we what we are going to do. So basically for group activities, we already are what we are going to do is the feature, the whatever the task we already are doing. So we are going to continuously interact with each other. We are going to whatever the user story, whatever the pain point our team will going to have. So we will be going to discuss that in our group
Okay.
task mostly. Yeah, so mostly we will be doing the meetings, right? So that whatever the tools that we are going to use, first we are going to use Microsoft Team. So in
Yep.
Microsoft Team, we already have created our group. In this group, what we are going to do is that whatever the if we need to chat with each other, or if we need to have troubleshoot anything, so we are going to use this group in which we have three members. So primary mode of communication will be this Microsoft Team groups. Other than that, to keep the track of all the tasks, we will be going to use the Trello board, and each member has already assigned their respective tasks, so member can see whatever the tasks are. They can do some comments on it, and once they made some progress, like for setting up the gate, uh, they can move it into the progress, and after that in a sprint done. So we already created a so communication we are using to use Microsoft Team, and for for tracking the task we are going to use the Trello board, and the last thing is like our whatever the code we are doing, so we are going to post it into our GitHub repository. So we already created a GitHub repository naming Deacon unit page. Each member is already collaborating in this GitHub page, where each member will be working on their own branch, and once they are done, we are going to merge all the features into the single branch. Hemant, till now you have anything you wanted to add or something like that?
No, that's okay. I'll be the only thing is I'll be taking the UI role and like.
Okay, okay,
Should we
okay,
just
sure.
talk about
We
the?
are, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Should we just talk about the
Uh,
user stories and what are we going to do at first, and then we could just proceed with what are our unique inputs into the each task we
yes,
are
yes.
assigned. So if you want to
Okay.
just start with it,
Yeah.
we could do
So
that.
for user stories, we have three user stories. So as a Deacon student, I wanted to see more content on the Deacon page. So for this task, we extracted three features, like adding content to the Deacon main page, adding navigation for the content to get more details as a and there is another user stories. As a marketing team member, I wanted Deacon website should uniquely identify university, so user can easily identify website. So there will be a logo that we need to implement, right?
Mhm.
And there will be some CSS design for that logo should be added. And for the
And
UI task, yeah, so
yeah, so
you can add
as
uh,
as a
yeah,
UI person, I could just add the unique logos and stuff like that, just to the website actually looks appealing and like it looks legitimate. Um, the other point could be like if I'm a Deakin University faculty member, right? I just want to display
yeah,
the
yeah,
unit information so the students could get the information easily and like they could be
yeah, yeah,
they could interact with the unit and courses like easily. So what we can do about it is we could add unit information in tabular form, adding the CSS to make the design visually appealing. Like there could be a progress bar even, which contributes like when you're done with this module and this module, you could just proceed with it. And yeah, that's what we can actually do in the UI part.
Okay, okay. And once, see, whatever we are going to do, we are going to do in our separate branches.
Yeah,
So the project we already set up, and I think you already set up your own branch, and I will be adding everybody in the GitHub,
main
because
branch.
yeah, we already done that.
Okay.
So yeah, so once we everybody have the access, we can start working on the features. And regarding some, we can also discuss something about the like uh, the points that we need to allocate. So
Mhm.
for UI developer task, can you just, Hemant, explain something about the points that you are going to give to the task and the features that you are going to implement? Uh,
Mhm. So what I'll be doing is I'll be adding the Deakin University logo, obviously to identify the that the
okay,
it's the website of the university and it's actually legitimate.
okay,
The other thing, yeah. So the other thing would be like, just give me a sec. I could just add the CSS design to make the logo look visually appealing, and I could add some animations to it, just so
okay.
it actually attracts people. Yeah, and I
Yeah. So
guess
what I'm thinking is, Hemant, is that for adding the logo, 2 points are more than enough, because you need to create a new folder where you need to get a logo, and then you need to add it into the project, and after that you need to update the HTML file as well. So
yeah,
two are 2 points enough, or we need to increase it to 3 points
um, it actually depends. Like,
based on
I'm
the
pretty sure. Like,
complexity.
yeah, we could just proceed with the 2 points, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And other than that, you talked about like making the design more appealing. So for that
Mhm.
as well, what do you say? We are how much work it will be is 3 points are more than enough for making the all the UI part more appealing.
I
Is it
guess
fine?
it will be, yeah, fine by me. So.
Yeah. So after that, I will be like adding more content for that. I think uh, 2 points are more than enough for adding the contents as a team lead. And other than that, adding the navigation is another part that is requested. The feature is requested to add the navigation in the Deacon. For that, I think based on the complexity, 2 points are more than enough for
More
that
than
as well.
enough. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, because see, it's only need to we need to uh, add a different page, and then we need to add the navigation into the HTML, and it should
Mhm.
be suitably placed in the web application, so that it do not look uh, different than the web application. And the main feature is that the content, that whatever the user is coming, he is able to get all the content. So I think 2 points are more than enough for it. Yeah. And other than this, I think this will be.
If you just want to
And
explain
what are the,
each part as well,
yeah, so
like
so Hemant, what are the difficulty we are facing? What are
this,
the, as a group, what are the difficulty we are facing? Can we discuss a little bit? Because I think this. So Keegan also joined us. Hey Keegan, how are you?
yeah,
Hi, sorry I'm
Yeah.
late.
No,
that's
no,
okay.
it's all
That's okay.
right. We are just recording it, and yeah. So we already, like, I have discussed. I have introduced about our Trello board, and I have also give a little bit overview about what are the tools that we are going to use, and whatever how we are going to manage the project. We are just talking about the user stories and the point discussion. So can you just explain a little bit about the front end tasks that you are going to do, and then we will discuss how much point we can give it to whatever the features you are going to implement. So for your help, I have already in the Trello board, you can see that we have like created the front end. Uh, there are some tasks for the front end.
Yeah.
So can you just explain in a little bit about the front end task, and then we will proceed from there.
So the front end tasks are pretty much just adding the table, which was the
Okay.
unit details, the year, and role models, and various things in the table. And then just copying in CSS into the CSS file, the style
Okay.
for the table. And that's pretty much it.
Okay. So what do you think that adding a table, the changes that you are going to make? So you are going to make the changes, I guess, in HTML. Then you also need some content that needed to be added in the table. So what is the complexity, and is 2 points fine, or you will say that we need to increase the point and we will need to 3 points will be there?
There's like 5 points in the table.
Okay.
But I don't know, like there just could be more information, but I think it covers everything that's required
Yeah.
for the
Yeah. So as a team lead, I also think that you need to add, you need to modify the HTML. Then you need to do some CSS stuff as well to make the tables more appealing. So there are you need to do multiple changes in multiple files. So I think 4 points are enough for this task, right?
right.
Yeah. So after we already discussed the features that what we are going to implement in our UI front end, and and the content that we need to add. We talked about whatever the mediums we are going for, the mode of communication, like for communication, primarily we are going to use Microsoft Team. For managing the project, we are using our Trello board. And for for coding part, we are going to use GitHub. The last thing that is remaining, what are the pain point, what is the difficulties that our group is as a group we are facing. We need to discuss a little bit on that, and then we can conclude this meeting. So can I start with Hemant? What are the
Yeah,
difficulty
sure.
you have faced? Yeah. So
The
what are the
only thing
difficulties you have faced?
would be like we are actually unable to manage the time between the meetings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what we can actually do is we could actually create a recurring meeting at some point, like where we all are free at a certain day, and we can do it weekly or like after 2 or 3 days, every 2 or 3 days we could do that. So I guess that's the main problem we are facing at the moment.
Yeah, Hemant. So Hemant has already put a very good point that we need to find a common time where we all are actually free. Because I think everybody is so busy right now. So yeah, so one this issue we are as a group are facing is that we need to find a common time where we all are free, so we can discuss some whatever the issue what is going on the project, and what, because if everybody is free, then we can also point out in help each other. So yeah, so this is one good point. And Keegan, can you wanted to add something to it?
Yeah, just coordinating our efforts while still being separated and trying to do it all remotely. It's been without some sort of set pattern and way that we've all had to that we've all we haven't gotten into a pattern of communication yet or anything with our team. So it's a bit like everyone's unsure of how the next step that the next person's going to take, and then and where your part comes in. So everyone's kind of just held back a bit, I think. So it's been
Yeah,
hard
yeah,
to
I can
coordinate.
understand that. As team is, already we are mostly remote, so if one person is in another campus, another person is another campus, so these things is creating a little bit of friction between our work. So this is the issue. Okay, so we will be try to be more communicative with each other in the next task that we are going to do. Uh, so that is it. I think with that we can conclude this meeting.
Yeah.
Great. Great.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All good. Thank you.
Cheers.